A huge discovery was just made in Menertha County. A recent statewide geological study discovered oil in the ocean off the coast of Menertha. So today, Larson will grow, an offshore oil region will form, and a fishing region will also form. Oh, and don't forget about a new train station. Let's go. Alright, so I completely forgot to record me just placing down the train tracks, but honestly that's not a huge deal. I'm going to be extending Main Street up, and then we're going to connect it to a road that's going to go all the way down to our rail yard, which is going to be all the way over here. It's going to be called a fitting Railroad Avenue. And then our train station will also be on this road. For this rail yard, I'm going to try to go for a more green approach instead of a more industrial looking one. So I'm using these surfaces, the grass surfaces that we used last episode for the houses. I'm using it right here. I'm also avoiding the cliffs because realistically there wouldn't be grass on cliffs, of course. So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just putting down these surfaces, making it look green instead of dirty. And you can see we connected back up to Main Street here. And for the train station, I'm going to be using the modern architecture local train station from that pack. And this one's going to be very simple to detail. It's just going to be a fence around because there was no fence in the asset, which is a little strange. So decided to do that for it. And then putting some grass along the fence line here to really bring out some more grass. I don't know. Then, of course, getting some oak trees and spruce trees. Then we're going to, of course, do the method of the sunken bushes, especially a lot by the end of the train track here. Kind of like weeds growing in a way. So, yeah, we got that all good. Of course, we're going to rename this the Larson train station. You know, gotta make it look good on Carto once I start making those. For this, I'm just gonna make it look like there's some like storage, maybe, like, I don't really know. It's probably unrealistic, but we're still gonna have that anyways, because why not? Of course, add some stains around here. Not gonna do a ton on the plaza area. I feel like that would keep clean a lot. And here is our rail yard completed in its natural habitat, looking great, and our train station looking dirty but clean at the same time, and I love it. Now we're expanding Larson before we get started on our oil and our fishing, both of which came with the Bridges and Ports DLC, which I'm finally incorporating into this series. I just need to get the series kind of up and going, but now we're ready for the DLCs. Adding a fire station right here, I think it's fitting. We need fire. We didn't have any, which was scary to a lot of those residents, I would think. We're going to add a little bit more commercial here. Around this Main Street and Railroad Avenue junction. We're going to add a few parks. Don't worry, I'll be coming back and detailing this stuff later. I just kind of need to get everything ready. I also changed a bunch of streets and a lot of those alleyways that are up by the original Old Town, I guess you could say, Old Town Larson. So yeah. And now I'm adding in the trees. And I'm probably going to end up going over and getting the rest of that filled in with offices, as you can see. And of course I'm just getting off track right here and doing my own thing. Of course, we need to get some death care in our city. We don't have any right now, and it's starting to get to a problem, and I don't want the city to get too big before we tackle it. Expanding east this way, and I'm going to add an elementary school. Our first school in Larson. Next will be a high school, but that might come at a later date since we are an industrial city, and industrial cities usually do not prioritize education, at least in the histories that I've read. So just expanding some cul-de-sacs with a slight grid system to get some more housing in. Now, realistically, there would be some commercial by this train station because there's just going to be a lot of people being moved around here once it starts going. And so I decided, yeah, we're going to start another little grid right here and get it going. I didn't want to like use a road coming across from the train track directly, so you can either use Railroad Avenue or you can go around back after coming on the highway that way to get on there. Mostly cul-de-sacs on that side of the railroad, and I'm going to size down the grid actually a bit, add some row homes to get some more people in. Hopefully I could spike that commercial demand. I actually don't end up spiking it at all, I think because we end up building a bunch of industry anyways, but mostly just more low density housing and all of that. And of course adding some more trees in there to make it look good. And now right here I'm adding a little interchange because I realized we only have one entrance into the city, which is the one that we built the first episode. And if you know that when your city starts to grow and there starts to become industry and a lot of commercial, you don't only want one entrance to your city. You don't want your city to be kind of a U-turn, a dead end. So adding some of that, adding some road markings. This one was a little bit more difficult for the road markings to look good, just because the road and highways mixing together always look a little bit off. Of course, detailing it a similar way because it is going to be a lot of residents and people that are getting the first impression on the city. And then of course just redistricting this to kind of update the city bounds, and realistically it would be something like this. Here we go, we got a cool little before and after I made. Look at that, that's a pretty big expansion right there. So let's go and get to the oil. This segment is going to be pretty long, even though I don't do much, and that is because I haven't really used the offshore industry for oil yet, and so I was kind of confused on why I couldn't get the harbors working. So this just so you know, there's going to be a lot of redoing stuff. Right here I was thinking about going right off of Larson, and I was like, you know what, that's beach area, that's too precious, so we're going to put it over on the mouth of the river here. And I'm making another interchange. This one, since it's industrial, it's going to be ugly. And so you'll see that we're just going to use concrete for this, the medians and everything. It's not going to be very crazy. It's just going to be a median. Whatever. We're not going to try to make it look pretty because people coming here are coming for business and work. They're not coming here to look at in awe at the city or anything. So these oil farms or storage oil tanks I'm gonna get pretty obsessed with, and I'm gonna make a complete unit of oil farms that you'll see right now. You can see I'm just absolutely loading up on these things to make as much as I can, I guess. I don't really know. And here's me struggling with the boat paths. You're gonna see that I've got these paths. I guess it's not right here. This is awkward. And I was also struggling with the pipe there too. Here's me struggling with the boat paths. I didn't know that the scale of this was a lot larger. And you can see there's no boatways on the pier there, and that was frustrating me. I was like, okay, so then how am I getting oil? Well, turns out you gotta make them a little bit longer, because, I mean, I guess I'm just not very smart. And here I am figuring it out, and I realize how stupid I am. So, I get that working, and then I'm just gonna basically redo the whole configuration with all the oil rigs. Now, some mild detailing. Just the tops of these rigs, I think, is pretty much good enough, and then also on the floor a little bit. They already look pretty cool. These small ones look like the ones from City Skylines 1. That's what I'm going to say. Well, anyways, now that that's done, let's move on to our offshore fishing. And I'm going to go on the beach for this one because it's going to look really cool. Just trust. So yeah, here we are, and we're going to take a 4-lane road again because I'm not sure of the traffic with just the fishing and oil. I've heard the port traffic is bad, so hopefully this traffic isn't bad. So just to prepare, I have 2 lanes. I don't think that's going to help much because thinking about it now, that's probably not a good idea. But these ones I kind of knew, okay, the piers, they got to be long, they can't be short. Then I am also going to be fiddling around with these fishing stations, these fishing areas, because I, again, have never done this before. I also realized I made quite a few routes. 3 boats to each area, and then I'm also going to add these inland fishing. I think they look good. I don't know why the area is like that though. I feel like it's just a little strange. But these fishing storage assets look really good on the beach for some reason. They just look like a fishing village. Well, that'll be it, guys. I am happy with the result of both the industries. I think they look really good. So if you guys enjoyed as well, join the Discord in the description, subscribe, and consider leaving a comment for whatever reason. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.